Welcome back to the All 22, where we talk all things football and football with a little dose of the culture, but mostly football because we know y'all addicted. And so are we. My name is Big Fred Curtis. Time to tap in. But before we do, make sure you like this episode, subscribe to the channel, share it with your homies. If you don't, you're a jabroni, and that's the bottom line. We back, per usual, with the big homie, Coach Kelly Dawson. Coach, how you
Sir,
living over there, man? Got the birds chirping, the
listen,
trees in the background.
it feel good.
Taste and see that the Lord is good.
I'm gonna take advantage, cause I'm in the hero of my garage. It feels good. I'm gonna be out here, so I'm gonna take advantage of this. It's about 75, which is surprising. Very.
Oh, that ain't gonna last long.
No,
So
I
yeah,
know
enjoy
that.
it.
That's why I'm taking advantage.
Yeah.
I'm kid back. I let I
Enjoy
kept the
it.
dog back in because he do too much barking. So he's in the house.
Man, that bug ruthless, man. That mug ruthless. He ain't got no shame. Speaking of weather and gorgeous weather and someone's life getting infinitely better just by way of the weather that they experience on the daily. The Rams just decided to go full Avengers Endgame. I don't know what's going on over there. Mr. F him picks himself, General Manager Les Snead came through with the clutch deal of all deals. Stan Kroenke just won the Premier League with the team he owns over there, Arsenal. I think he just said, "Hey, we just saw them bums in Seattle win a championship with Samuel Darnold at quarterback. What are we gonna do?" And so they traded Jared Verse, a 2027 first round pick, a 2028 second round pick, and a 29 third round pick to the Cleveland Browns for the reigning defensive player of the year. And I don't even think this is objective. You can't honestly argue this. The best defensive player in the league might very well, pound for pound, be the best player in the league. Obviously, we know how valuable the quarterback position is. But anyway, Myles Garrett goes from the mistake by the lake, aka Cleveland, to the Rams, who give up a very young, formidable pass rusher in Jared Verse. What was your reaction when you saw this joint on Monday, man?
For one, typical Rams. Two, why does the
F
NFL
them picks.
why does the NFL, not the league, the owners, but these other GMs and front offices, how do they keep allowing the Rams and the Eagles to do this every year? Like, are they just smarter than everybody else?
Fleecing.
The answer is yes, I guess, because Howard Roseman does the same thing every single year. They get somebody, and you're like, dang, was he even on the market? Like, or like, man, this is a bargain. Every trade looks like a bargain. Every trade. Because you're telling me, I get it. Jared Verse, up and comer, defensive rookie of the year. I think he made a Pro Bowl this year. But he only gave up one first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
One. The Jets got three for Sauce Gardner. I think, was it three? Two or three? I believe it was at least two, but
I think it was two.
I think they got two first rounders for Sauce Gardner, although he's younger. But you're talking about the best defender in the league and going to a team. This is why it makes sense from both sides. I heard or I read a couple people on Twitter saying, and the Rams did Jared Verse wrong and blah blah blah. But you mean to tell me I give up one pick, one first round pick, and I get the best defensive player in the league? We're not a pass. Their issue was the secondary, and they got two really good
Yeah.
corners this year. What makes the secondary even better? A great pass rush. So you got a pass rusher,
Pass rush.
you got a pass rusher, and you got two really good corners. You only gave up two first round picks. That's crazy. I can't believe it happened, and I was shocked because of the amount they got or the amount they gave up, but I'm really shocked at just the fact that why does the league, like, how do they keep getting away with this?
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I wanna go all, conspiratorial on you and say that Roger Goodell and the rest of the league, they need a team in Los Angeles
So win
that
what?
is good and competitive and intriguing. That was the whole point. Well, they already won one. I guess, trying to
True.
get
You're right.
another one.
Quick too.
But no, I don't actually think that's the case. I mean, quick too, right? Consistently, this organization under Sean McVay and under Les Snead, um, has made great decisions, made personnel decisions. Um, and I would be more inclined to believe someone who's making an argument about it being a conspiracy if this wasn't par for the course for teams owned by Stan Kroenke. Because you know how I feel, right? Bad owners don't win championships. Buddy just won the Premier League in England with Arsenal. The Colorado Avalanche, even though they just went out of the NHL playoffs in sort of surprising fashion, they still made it to the Western Conference Final. The Nuggets are contenders every year, even though they made a huge mistake by letting some guys go and paying Christian Braun however much they paid him. But anyway, nonetheless, right? Like, he's proven that as an owner, he's gonna invest. He's gonna invest and put the right people in place and let them help them make decisions. There's no way you can sort of pan this trade on either side. Cleveland isn't going anywhere. We discussed this on numerous episodes, over the past few months. I think you said it verbatim. Might as well trade Myles Garrett, maximize his value, and move on because you're not going anywhere. And so I get that. They wanted, I think it was 3 first-round picks for him last season when Miles said, "Hey, I want out of here." And no one seemed to want to match that price. And it's cool. I actually kind of respect Cleveland, kind of calling that bluff and saying, "Hey, we don't seem like we have the value here. We're not going to let you go. Here's $40 million a year or whatever the hell they gave him to quell him over."
That's what it
And
was.
now they got the deal that they want, and it makes it exactly right. It was like, cool. All right, $40 million a year. We're gonna be 3 and 14, but that's okay. Um, two bigger things here. I think for me, one is, and we can talk about this because the Rams have a roster that's on 2 timelines now. And I get that. And I understand that. And I know we just had Matt Stafford win the MVP, a phenomenal season, throw for 4,700 yards, so on and so forth. I do think, I do think you run the risk of something collapsing catastrophically in your face when the centerpiece of pushing your chips all in here is a 38-year-old quarterback who, by the way, we thought was injured last offseason. Um, Now, from a durability standpoint, he's been fine, right? 15 games started and played in 23, 16 24, 17 25. He missed half the season in 2022. He was hurt before the last offseason. So I do think there's a flag. Ty Simpson is not ready and will not be ready to stand into this roster and be competitive, but that's not what they expect. Okay, cool. So that's number one. The second thing is crazy arms race between the Browns and the Jets to accumulate as many assets as possible.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, if Arizona goes 2-15, like, Arch ain't going there anyway.
Yeah.
So for the number one pick, okay, who wants to give me 3 number ones and 3 number twos? Because that is what is going to be demanded. And Cleveland and New York are just like, all right, I'll raise you one. Like, now I want to see who the Jets trade next to get another first round pick.
For
I don't
real.
know if there's anybody left. But
I don't think so for a first rounder, but they can literally whoever breaks out this season, I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Garrett Wilson. Honestly, don't like because
facts.
you're not gonna even if you get an Arch or whoever they feel like is the number one quarterback of that draft, you're still not gonna be for the immediate future. And
Yeah.
just stock, bro. I literally can see it would be very difficult to mess all of these first round picks up. Like extremely difficult
Yeah.
to not draft well. So I'm kind of like there has to be a bright future for the Jets and even Cleveland. Like, it has to be somewhat of a bright future if you continue to stockpile first round picks. In my mind, there's just no way you're gonna continue to miss. It just isn't.
Yeah.
So I like what they're doing. They're finally being smart and saying, "Look, we're not contenders." And I'm surprised. We talked about this a few weeks ago with the Browns. Like they hadn't like traded Myles Garrett because you're not going anywhere. If you ship him off, you're not going anywhere without him. So get the value now. Get the value now. You're in a division where you're clearly the worst team in that division. From a roster
Yeah, man.
standpoint, from a win loss, coaches, front office, as an organization, the fourth best team in that division, and it's year in and year out. That's the same way.
Mhm.
So even if you have like a breakthrough 10, 11 win season, we know it's a fluke because you're the Cleveland Browns. Because that's the history. So I mean, I'm glad for one, Myles Garrett is out of the AFC North because so
Absolutely.
we don't have to. That's my selfish reason, but I do. I don't root for Cleveland or any of these bad teams. I don't understand the cycle of being bad and why you just continue to make the same awful decision. I'm just happy they made a good
Yeah.
decision finally for the organization.
Yeah. Like, I do know a couple Browns fans in real life. Like, shout out to y'all for at least finally having an organization that seems ready and willing to make smart personnel decisions. Because for the longest, you've had an organization that's just straight up stupid. Even now, right? Respect to them knowing we got 4 quarterbacks, which means we have 0 quarterbacks. And whatever the bounty is to move up and get Arch Manning next year, we are going to have enough assets to pay it. And I love that for them.
Because
Now,
Deshaun
will
done
Arch
after this
Manning
year,
want?
right?
Deshaun, yes,
Well, I'm just
yeah,
talking about
well,
from the
yes,
books. Like,
from the book.
that, and I'm not talking about playing on the field because he's been done. But I think
Nasty man, been done.
I think that was 2022. So I think this may after this year they can cut him or this is his last year. So they're off of that money, and you have 3 other guys who aren't making money. So you're in a position now with some cap space. Are you going to be able to get free agents in Cleveland? No, but
No,
you're just not because who wants to play in
who wants to go to
Ohio in
Cleveland?
general? Yeah, and who wants to be in Cleveland? So
What Joe Kim Noah said. I never heard nobody go to Cleveland on vacation.
hey,
It was
it's a
you're
reason
like
why
a bug.
LeBron left. That's not the only reason, but come on, man.
That man don't even like going home. Anyway, that's a different conversation. Siri, mind your
Right?
business. Anyway, yo, they still owe Deshaun Watson in 27. Now the 27 cap hit
That's
is dead money in 34 million if he's a post June 1 cut.
okay.
And they're gonna eat that. I
I'll eat that
guarantee they're gonna
30.
eat that. Yeah. And then in 2028, obviously it frees up a little bit. Dead money 25
Oh, because they restructured.
post June because they
I,
restructured because they had to. They
yeah, I
were in
forgot about
purgatory.
that.
They were in hell.
Yeah,
That is by
the
far
worst.
and someone needs to write a long form article on that. And that might already exist. If you know what that is, leave it in the comments. That is by far the worst contract in the history of professional sports, period. Period.
And they were talking about,
Like,
oh, Lamar Jackson, he doesn't deserve that kind of money. Be for real.
I hate all of y'all. Uh well, somebody who's traded a much better, I guess a better organization. I don't know, equal organization. At least from an overall standpoint. Now, he creates a lot of drama. AJ Brown, formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles, now the New England Patriots, who was traded to New England for a 2028 first round pick and a conditional 27 fifth round pick. First of all, this is the most NBA trade I've ever seen. Like, when did the NFL start trading picks that are more than a year out?
So I
Like
think
the
they
Pats give up a
started.
28 first rounder.
Yeah, and I think I read something with 3 years. 3 years out was the limit, and trying to negotiate 5 now, like the NBA. So yeah,
That's gonna get shaky.
bro, it's gonna get shaky. It's gonna be a
That's
lot
gonna
of
get
moving parts, a lot more
shaky.
moving parts. Because if you're telling me, like in NBA, the Thunder can trade Case and Wallace for a 2036 pick or something crazy like that. I'm being dramatic, but
Yeah,
they're just trying to get rid of the books for now, and just do
exactly.
what they need to do. But that so we're in 2026. At the most, teams are right now are exploring 2028 class as far as trades. Yeah, I saw something where they're trying to do 5 seasons out. I didn't know it was a cap on 3. Apparently it is. But yeah, in the NFL, you're talking about that's that's gonna get shaky, man. You got to do that at a young age for you to return investment. You
You can't do
yeah,
that. Like they got to step in and not make your
I think it's
fortunes
discussion.
can and will
Yeah,
change.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like your fortunes can and will change way too much, way too quickly in the span of a few years. Where like the Thunder might actually trade Case and Wallace this offseason,
They need to
2031 first round pick
because
because
it's
they have
important.
to for financial purposes, right? And like in 2031, they might trade him to I don't know, let's say Minnesota, and Minnesota might have the number 2 pick in 2031. Cool. I don't know. It's basketball, right? Like it's a little bit of a different sort of process. Look, man, you might get teams like the Falcons trading a 2031 first round pick 5 years out to try to move up. Can you imagine? Like you're gonna have teams that will go 2-15 and 3-14, and especially in this sport to where the front offices turn over so much. Like NBA GMs have a much longer, sort of runway, just because it takes that much longer to build. You know this. It takes that much longer to build a team,
NFL is probably
right?
average 3, but I'm thinking like head coaches get 4 to 5 year contracts typically.
Hmm.
Um, the GM is attached, so if you make
Yeah,
it to 4, that GM is probably making it to 4. But
yeah,
that they can very well get fired after that 4th year. You talking about, hey, now you got this next year where you traded that pick or you received that pick.
that's
So
crazy. You
you
can't
might
do that.
have you got fired because you were terrible. You went 3-14, but the team that was good at the time, they had a bad season. You may end up with 2 top
Right,
5 picks.
right.
And in
You
the
can't do that.
NFL,
That's
your fortunes can change like this.
You get that quarterback right. You
Just
get that quarterback and the head
yes,
coach right. You can win a
yes,
Super Bowl in one offseason.
yep.
Like so, nah, man. You can't even now. Like with the new NBA rules, we're just sort of referencing this, but like one guy ain't gonna make a difference. Like you're not winning a championship with one or two dudes anymore. Like you remember when we was growing up in NBA basketball, 7 guys played in the postseason. You gave 7 guys playoff rotations. You go to Basketball Reference, some of them series we watched as kids, some of them coaches was playing 6 guys, and you had 1 or 2 guys that played 4 or 5 minutes. Now you're gonna have to have 8 or 9
You
guys deep
have
in the league
to.
anyway. So that's what you can trade first round
Yeah,
picks
yeah,
like
yeah.
that in the NFL. Come on, man. Come on, cut it out. Anyway, um, but anyway, Patriots gave up a 2028 first rounder for AJ Brown, who leaves behind lots of drama, lots of mess in Philadelphia. We'll get to that momentarily. Football wise, how you feel about this one?
I like it football wise because you go back. They tried the Stephon Diggs thing. Off season stuff. Off season stuff aside, even though that's another story. That woman should be locked up. But
Yeah.
she should be locked up for those
Facts is
allegations.
just facts.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I don't think here's my position with receivers. If you're gonna trade a first high pick, you better have a I want to say game changer, but that's too like you better have a guy that's a big guy. You can't your number one cannot be a small guy if you want to win.
No. No.
Because unless you're Tyreek Hill, which obviously in his prime in his day he was on.
Superhuman speed.
That's what I'm saying. So Stephon Diggs, he played well during the regular season, but if you don't have that, super speed to separate, or you can't attack the ball, high point the ball, or shield defenders off, it's just not worth the pick, in my opinion. AJ Brown is worth the pick.
Hmm.
A lot of
Yeah.
the offensive line, the Patriots offensive line couldn't block anybody in the postseason. But you
Yeah.
telling me I could just throw a hitch to AJ Brown, should go for 4. Sometimes it can go for 11. Sometimes it can go for 20. Like that's a huge help for a young quarterback in the postseason. Like we've been clamoring for the Ravens to get a big body guy because of the postseason. Hollywood Brown, the Zay Flowers, like yes, they're really good. They're going to produce numbers, but when defenses hone in and what you can do or what you do well in the postseason, you just need a guy who can just I'm gonna throw this to you and it's not
Catch.
50-50.
Ugh.
I need
Yeah.
this 3rd and 5. And you gonna go get me that third
That's
and
it.
five. Because every time I watched
That's
the
it.
Eagles game, he ran hitch, he ran a slant. Now,
Yeah. Ain't no route tree over
and
there.
but it was very successful because he's a hands catcher and he's
Yeah.
a big body guy. So I think it's a good trade for the Pats. I think Jalen Hurts will miss him because they don't have a guy on the roster who can just, you know what, I'm throwing you this short route. I want you to make something. Devontae Smith,
Yeah.
really, really good route runner. He can get open. What happens when you double him? Makai Lemon, we don't know him. We don't know what he's gonna do yet.
You're rookie.
The
Yeah.
short area speed. You know what? We have corners in the league who just shut that down. We can zone you
Yeah.
up. We got linebackers flashing to those slants. We can just shut you down. Now, those teams may very well play more man. So I think like Jalen Hurts, it can go one or two ways. He's not gonna force feed, so that very well make him better. We can spread it out, or it's a situation where, man, I don't have my big play. All right, this is the 80-20 ball. I can just throw it to AJ Brown.
Yeah. Like, I like the trade on the surface for both teams. And I hate the trade for both teams the more I think about it.
I see. I
Uh
think I know where
the
you're going
reason
with
why, yeah, like what we'll start with New England first, which has just become a drama infested
it.
organization
Love it.
that by all accounts is only going to get worse. And do you know how terrible it is going to be to watch New England Patriots primetime games this year? Every cutaway is going to be Mike Vrabel's face. And then a clever NBC or Prime Video or Fox cameraman is going to find a lovely brunette in the crowd that looks like Diana Rossini just because these people are annoying, right? So that's surface level. From a football standpoint, AJ Brown, 3-time Pro Bowlers, which doesn't really matter. 3-time though, second team All Pro. Great talent. You want him on the field. You want him in your X's and O's. But this is twice now that teams or organizations at the time, Mike Vrabel was the coach in Tennessee. So at the time, at least had a leader of men at the head coaching position. This is twice now that someone has said, all right, this talent is a little bit more annoying and it's not outweighing the production. And so they're going to love having him in the X's and O's and scheming it on the outside, and it'll help with Drake May's development and so on and so forth. I get that. My brother in Christ, have you seen their early season schedule? This is why I hate this for them. Because if he was spitting that stuff in Philly and consistently winning 11 and 12 games, this New England is striking me as like potentially 1999 Atlanta Falcons. Coming off of a Super Bowl, a 14-2 year, expectations were high, and then the bottom just fell out. And a little bit of them getting to the Super Bowl was fool's gold. They played an aging San Francisco team kind of on their last legs, so it just made a lot of changes, post their mid-90s success the Falcons did that year. And then let's just be frank, right? They hit lightning in the bottle. If they play the Vikings in an NFC title game 100 times, Minnesota probably wins 98 of them, right? All right. New England this year at Seattle, come home to host the Steelers, at Jacksonville, at Buffalo. They get a little bit of a reprieve to get their stuff together because they host the Raiders and the Jets. Then after that is at Chicago, at Miami, Green Bay, Detroit internationally, the open date, and then at Chargers, Buffalo, Minnesota. This is absurd. Buffalo, Minnesota, at Kansas City, at the Jets, and then Denver and Miami to close out the season. And that at Miami don't even look that tight. That at Miami is on November 1. It's still going to be 85 degrees in Miami, then. They don't like doing it. I'm just saying, A.J. Brown, great talent, great wide receiver. Things might get a little shaky there in the locker room, though, if they lose a few games. And I don't know if they might have a little bit of, what's the word, regret about doing this. However, it goes into, I think, the intricacies around the first round pick they gave up. I think there's an element of New England that kind of knows that might happen this year. And that might be why they gave up the 28 first round pick instead of 27. They won't admit that, right? But with how deep this upcoming draft is at every position, not just quarterback, and with them knowing, all right, like that postseason, even though we got to the Super Bowl, especially within that exposed a lot of weaknesses that these other 31 coordinators have had an entire offseason to look at. on top of the drama in our locker room, I think there is an element of the Patriots kind of knowing, this might not be the kind of year we expect, and I think that kind of rings alarms there. The other part for me is with them giving up a 27 fifth round pick. That just lets me know there wasn't a whole lot of teams clamoring for AJ Brown. Right. That secondary pick is, I mean, you see what the Browns got. All right. They got a borderline all pro pass rusher as well as a first rounder and a second and a third. And so that makes me a little bit weary in terms of, all right, did they overpay? How much gas does he have left in the tank, so on and so forth. Last things, I know we're ranting a little bit here. I hate this for Philadelphia too, because I have a whole lot more respect for that organization. And now they're gonna go out there with Devontae Smith as wide receiver one, and a rookie as wide receiver two, and then a guy that I've never heard of as wide receiver three. And this is a team that still expects to compete for division titles and win Super Bowls. It's the most it's the most timid move I think I've seen Philadelphia make in quite some time. Like Howie Roseman usually just said, "Hey man, I get all that. Cool. Respectfully, here's your contract. Here's your money. Shut up and let's go win a Super Bowl." And so I'm shocked by that, right? And I don't know what this kind of means about them as an organization. Now the drama has to be a part of this conversation. It has to. Because there's just not a world, I think, that an organization like Philly gives up a player as talented as AJ Brown for a first round pick in next year's draft. And when my man's brought up the wives, the tweet that I sent you, all right, is that the root of this? Like apparently people don't like Jalen's wife.
Ap- Apparently, people don't like Jalen's wife. Apparently, people like I want to say don't like Jalen, but he's not. Just from what I read, I don't know the guy, obviously, but he's not. He's a different person from what the media portrays or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, that's crazy, bro. So I'm with you. So on the Patriots side, it's like I can see a world where Mike Vrabel is too good of a coach where it's a bottom out. They go like 6-11.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. But you know, instead of 14 wins, could they go down to 10? Like I wouldn't it wouldn't be
They can go down to 8 with that schedule.
I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, if Buffalo wins that division, because they've been the division winners for so long before this past year. Um, what I'm afraid of, kind of hoping, because they're in the AFC, but young quarterback doesn't seem like an alpha. He's just going. It's going to be like how Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs made Josh Allen better early, and then it got to a
Mhm.
point where Stephon Diggs wants the ball. Obviously, doesn't feel like he's getting the ball enough. Baker Mayfield, OBJ. OBJ doesn't feel like he's getting the ball enough. AJ Brown. I just showed you like Josh Allen's a little bit of an alpha. Baker Mayfield is definitely an alpha. Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson
buddy.
is an alpha. I don't know if Drake May can, when times are rough, the whole AJ Brown is like, we're winning. I only got 3 catches, but we're winning. He's saying that to the media, but we know how wide receivers really
We
feel.
know how you really feel.
Yeah, but in New England, you're telling me, man, this guy doesn't give me a ball, and I'm telling him about it in practice. Maybe Drake May forces him a little bit too much, and then he starts turning the ball over a little bit more. He's padding the ball and things like that. See, it doesn't work out because of that.
Yeah.
So, like Drake May doesn't strike me as the alpha A1 type personality that can handle a AJ to me. And I'm with you
Yeah.
on Philly. Like it's just not. It just isn't what they do. They don't trade their biggest star. They trade for somebody, and so it had to be some serious like drama. It wasn't just gossip. Like something was going
Yeah.
on in that locker room, and I'm kind of glad that and really like during the season it didn't get out. I'm a big proponent
Respect.
of yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't like that. You can assume and all of that. You can know but not know what really is going on. I like that they kept it close knit because what happens in their locker room is their business. I don't like little
Hmm.
grown men shouldn't be chatty patties. So I love that went on, during the season. But yeah, it had to be something serious because the Philadelphia Eagles, they don't do this. You don't trade that talent who, he's a game changer. So I'm with you on.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see what comes, and I'm really looking forward and interested to see what their offense looks like because you're another year removed from Saquon's historic season. Now you don't have your big body, you know, big catch radius, get it from the point of attack, wide receiver to rely on. Um, so I'm interested to see where their offense goes. In reference to the interview we mentioned with AJ Brown, this is with Maria Taylor, and she asked him, "quote I think at the end of the day, people always just want to know why, and there's an understanding that people grow apart. What is the best way you can put a description so people can understand?" AJ Brown said, "quote Yeah, nothing happened. Nothing happened. People just grow apart. Nothing happened between me and him or our families, our wives, anything. Nothing like that ever happened. But life happens and you just look up sometimes and you find yourself drifting away. And that's fine. And I think both parties accepted that." End quote. Hey man, as a man who's been married, the only time I ever brought up specifically wife or wives right after I said families is when the wives had beef. That's all I'm saying.
Because, yeah, something's going on. Because he just would have
Uh,
just kept that part out.
just keep it out, bro.
That's crazy.
Um, just keep it out. But bless you, good brother. You know they don't be melting with Maria like they do Taylor Rooks, and
Boy, I don't know what it is.
Andrea
So,
Carter.
and there's no, I'm not disrespecting Maria Taylor, beautiful lady, but they be melting
Yeah,
when Taylor Rooks is in front. Like, if Rooks is in front
bruh,
of them, it's over with. You can
bruh.
ask them anything, it's gonna get told.
Malika too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Malika too, which is crazy because like you don't get the same vibe
You
from
don't.
them with Maria, and
You don't.
Maria's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know.
really
Anyway, maybe we can.
it's again no disrespect to any one of these two ladies, but Rhea just comes off as more professional. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pinpoint it. Maybe she's just much better at doing what she does than them, so it's kind of different. I don't know. Because Maria Tabor is
Mm,
that girl. Like
yeah.
she's really good at
Yeah.
what she does. And I've known
I know.
this since college football days. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's it.
Yeah. She like that. Oh, and we knew that early on. Like that's not revisionist. Like
And when
she
she went
wasn't
to
gonna be
NBC,
at
she
ESPN for
decided
a
to leave
while.
ESPN and go to NBC. When you go to NBC, you're telling the world I'm not just this college football person or whatever sport you're doing.
Yeah.
I need I need to be bigger.
Yeah. Like there could be like an NBC nightly news in 10 years, and Maria Taylor could do
Yep.
like she gonna be interviewing presidents in
Uh-huh.
10 years if America still exists. By the way, but that's a different conversation. Oh, speaking of presidents, hey man, can we change Wimby's birth certificate to make him born in like Wichita, Kansas or something? That way he can be eligible for the presidency.
Mm,
Um, because we about to shift here a little bit to some basketball talk. Y'all be all right. It's y'all 22, but it's also June. Um, yeah, and we got probably the most anticipated finals matchup
yep. Yep.
in a really long time. A really long time. The Knicks and the Spurs tip off tonight. Hopefully we get this up by then, but game one might have happened already. Is two questions. Is there an NFL comp to who and what Victor Wembanyama already is? Not just in the league, but globally. And I think I know the answer to that. But, like dudes that wear helmets probably just are never gonna be as big as guys who don't wear helmets and play a global sport. Um,
Globally,
but
no, but my thought like freakish talent early showed you signs and became really good was Randy Moss. Not globally, obviously.
yeah,
No, they literally called that man the freak.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that 3 touchdown game against Dallas on Thanksgiving is still etched into my brain.
Yeah, like what he can do on the field comparing to what Wemby does on the court, and just he's just the freak of nature. But obviously, football stars are not global like that.
Yeah. Which is funny because I mean, that's clearly what Roger Goodell and the rest of the league office is trying to do. I've long maintained this, and I'm always gonna maintain. I think football just has a limit to how popular it will be because it doesn't translate to poor or less industrialized countries, right? You and I can both go outside right now, almost anywhere in the world,
Kick a
and
soccer ball
create a makeshift basketball hoop
too.
or kick a soccer
Yep.
ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I need expensive gear to play football. Then I need at least however many people. And so, anyway, that's one of the annoying things. The schedule came out. There's like 10 international games. They're trying to increase that. They want to give every team an international game every year when they go to 18 games, which is stupid, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it ain't gonna happen. Nick Spurs NBA Finals for a sport that is global and will remain global. And the best player in the league. Well, can we call Wimby the best player in the league? It's French. Um, who you got?
If he wins, I think you just got to etch it. Yes.
I mean, it's what it is at this point, right?
Yeah, like
Like,
we're kind of going. So if he doesn't win, you're like, we're gonna go back to who had the better regular season: Jokic, Shea, Wemby, things like that. But if he wins, it's like, yeah, just put him as the best player for the next 10 years. Because what he did game one, I was like, I
it's
became
crazy.
obviously I watched him, but not much because it's San Antonio. Like I see the highlights. I'm used to boring Tim Duncan, Mobley, Tony Parker, San Antonio. Like that,
Don't do Tim like that.
look, he's a walking bucket, the walking 28 and 12, but that whole organization was boring. So now,
Fair.
you get the Spurs now, and you're like, man, you got this freak of nature, but he's kind of frail, so he's not going to be good into the year 3, and this is year 3.
Mm.
The crazy part about this is like, obviously he's not American, so his global reach is expanded even more.
Yeah.
Bro, I became a Wimbiana fan. Game one of that Thunder series. Plus, when I found out that he hated Chet Holmgren, he's like his entire like game and
It's
makeup
whole
was to embarrassing Chet. Like I liked him more, bro. He's still thinking about
uh,
when he was a
uh,
teenager, how Chet won the
bro.
game, and it's like it still fuels him today. I'm like, oh yeah, that's my guy. I wish he was American, and so I can really, really like him more. But it's
Yeah.
like I might get a jersey, bro. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a Spurs fan, but I just like his makeup.
Yeah.
And bro, he went for what 40, 20, and 5 and or something crazy game one, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're getting beat. Going into the series, Thunder series, I just thought the Spurs were one of those teams. They have too many versatile defenders who they can throw at Shea, plus they have a rim protector. And if Thunder don't get their flopping calls, I was leaning towards Spurs. Spurs won.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the same. This is what I'm thinking about, and I'm not a basketball savant by any means. I watch the sport, but I can listen to my guy Tim Legler, and I can learn some more. What
There
I,
you go.
what I'm thinking is the Knicks haven't faced anybody worth of anything who plays defense. Now,
Uh,
Cat is a problem for Wimby because he's much bigger and he can push him away from the 3-point line. So that'll be a problem if
mhm.
Jalen Brunson can actually drive because they don't have any other shot blockers aside from Wimby.
Mm.
Other side, if Wimby can stay home or Cat gets in foul trouble, it's pretty much over because Mitchell Robinson doesn't have an outside shot. He's going to bang down low. So the problem, Brunson faces trouble with guys who have long arms, long width. So if you have a wing on, Stephon Castle is a dog. Vassell is a dog. Harper is
Certified
a dog. So
dogs.
you have 3 dogs who can guard, who you can
uh,
just who can guard Jalen Brunson. Brunson may very well get 30, but
Yeah.
it might be a 12 for 25 type, 25 shots to get 30 points. But if you're
Hmm.
telling me you got to go through Vassell or Harper or Stephon Castle, then you have Wimby back there. You might. I seen a lot of games where Shea was just, I'm not gonna do that. Let me back it out and then pass it to somebody else. You turn it down layups because of the shot blocker. Uh, now, Bridges and OG and Josh Hart, you better be knocking down 3-point shots. Because a
Yeah.
lot of y'all are just going to see that 8 foot tall alien and you're just going to turn around. So even when he doesn't block a shot, the threat of blocking a shot, I think the defense that comes into play. Both teams knock down jump shots, but I think the Spurs, bro, they're really, really, really versatile, and
Yeah.
they don't have just the Knicks have one ball handler, one who they like to bring up the ball. Wimbyana can bring up the ball. Harper can bring the
Fox,
ball. Fox,
Castle.
and I didn't even mention
Yeah.
Fox. So you have four or
Yeah.
five ball handlers who can initiate the offense, whereas you're relying on a lot of usage rate from Brunson. And don't get me on the Stephon Castle likes to drive. Brunson's gonna have to guard somebody. So
Yeah.
I went a little rant, but I've been thinking about this for a minute. I really want. It wouldn't surprise me if the Knicks win. If Knicks win, Brunson just pencil him in as like the greatest Knick ever because they've been wishing for this since '72.
Man.
So
They Bruh, I'm thinking about going to New York. That I cannot afford
and I'm a
that ticket, to
resident
be
New
clear.
York hater, so that too.
Uh, oh
New
yeah,
York sports hater.
yeah. But like, I would love to just be in the city,
Oh yeah,
like to during one of the games and just get one of the vibes. There was this very viral, poignant, honest tweet a few weeks ago, and this is a family friendly show, and I'm a man of the cloth, but I cannot explain this without using the explicit language, so I will. You're like, I don't care about analytics. I don't care about none of that. Playoff basketball is about who's a bitch and who isn't, and period.
for
And
real though.
like, and I and I'm
Look who
I can't dress
look who the Knicks just beat. Look how they
like
played.
sometimes you got to use the curse word like that. Explain. Look, you either get that or you don't.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but that's just it is what it is. Hey man, look at who they just sent home packing. I got no beef with Chad.
No,
I love him. That grown man was
he
scared.
was scared.
That grown man
But
was
I'm even
scared.
talking about the East. Like James Harden wanted nothing to do with advancing.
Mm-mm,
He wanted nothing.
mm-mm,
After that game one
mm-mm.
collapse, that series was over.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah. And I like the Spurs because of that too. Like all those young cats, they're just dogs and they just play for one another. I know that's cliche, but you clearly see they do not care who is taking a shot. And they're not afraid to take a shot. Champagne
No,
or
and they all
whatever his
up in your
name
stuff.
is, Vassell,
It don't matter.
Carter
Carter
Bryant,
Bryant
they just,
with
bro,
that terrible hairline. Them,
terrible. Bro, it just, bro, I'm like, Vassell's open. Oh, that's in. Like, in my mind, I'm
but
thinking, you don't need a lot of airspace. None of them. And if Harper is shooting, and some of this is Nick hate coming out because like it's not niggas in general. It's just the New York sports hate, man. Y'all aren't good in. I want to say anything. The Yankees are the end. They've been good all my life. They had some bad years, but New York
Hey, the
Knicks,
Yankees,
the Jets, the
the
Giants,
Mets,
Mets, they've been bad all my life,
whole life.
and I'm 36. So it's like, come on, man. What are we doing? Like, stop talking about New York sports. A big market, and that's why your team is famous. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I don't know, man. I'm on the fence. I'm just gonna enjoy this series. I'm gonna probably pick a dog in the fight later on. I do think it's going 7 games. I think the biggest
Yeah.
thing is, and Mike Brown, he's gonna be able to make adjustments. Cat can't guard Wimby, because that's gonna get him in foul trouble too quickly. But also, I think I'm giving the Knicks a little bit of a chance here, more than a little bit of a
Oh
chance,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a long
because
series.
I ain't no punks over there.
Nope.
And the one thing that sticks out for me from this playoff series or from this playoff run for San Antonio is when the Minnesota Timberwolves, again, a team with no punks, was like, yeah, you can't block every shot. Like,
I'm
and I
just
think
keep
the
shooting.
biggest thing, especially, I'm keep going on the rack, especially for them when they go back to New York, even if they're down 0-2 going back there. Hey man, unless we are wide open, we are taking this thing to the basket every time. I'm going to force these referees to blow that whistle, especially once we get to home court advantage, because you're going to have to. And you just run him up and down. You got to tire that big boy out. He's 7'3". You can't run with our little guy with Brunson and McBride and Hart and Bridges and OG. Just run him. Just run them. Just run up and down the court. And we're going to see who got better legs, because y'all just went toe to toe with OKC, mind you, who didn't even have their second best player. Uh, and still almost got it done. Now, I I got no love for OK. I don't like dudes who be wearing, long jerseys and flare pants and stuff. And like, I ain't got no beef if that's your style, by the way,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? But them dudes are just annoying with
They
it.
are so annoying.
Like, they are annoying.
I feel like it was fine last year because it caught everybody by surprise. They weren't supposed to be
It was
that.
new.
It was new.
Right.
But then it's like y'all are too skilled to play how you play. And it's
Yeah.
contagious because all of them play that way. It's not just Shea.
Yeah.
I don't think Jalen Williams plays that way.
He
But
doesn't.
all
But he
of
don't
them,
play a lot.
well, true. He didn't play a lot this year. It was just annoying. Now I will say, like, I'm not by any means saying this is going to be a sweep. Like, it's going 6 or 7. It's going to be a hard
Oh
fought
yeah.
6 or 7. Whoever wins
Oh
it.
yeah.
Um, my thing is, you mentioned, getting Wimby tired. The first, like, I think the first 10 games he averaged 12 rebounds a game. Last 5, it was like down to 7. Like, OKC made it a point, dude. You were not allowing you to get offensive rebounds and have
Yeah.
this lane in the paint since game 1. So Cat is strong enough. Mitchell Robinson is strong. I'm wondering though, if it's me, like I said, I'm not a basketball savant, but I got to get both of those guys in trouble, in foul trouble. Because for one, if Cat is on the bench, Mitchell Robinson can't hit free throws. So foul him all you want.
Terrible.
Foul him all you want. Because, you know,
Yeah.
that's an easy
Little hack a
possession.
shot.
Yeah. So I saw Cleveland did that, but they were down by 15 most of the series. Um, my
No respect.
Yeah. If Brunson is hitting his outside shot, he's just hitting his outside shot. But if you're taking away these easy baskets and hopefully, I'm trapping them right at the gate. I'm not seeing game 1 if Stephon Castle can guard him 1-on-1. I'm just not doing it. And whoever he's guarding, they got to work. They might put him on Vassell because Vassell mostly is a shooter. But, Castle's trying to drive to the cup. Harper's trying to drive to the cup. So if he's on either one of those two guys, get Brunson in foul trouble, man. And then the Knicks really don't have anything because they don't have anybody
Yeah.
to initiate the offense. So
Yeah.
I can see it going that way, but we'll see. It's gonna be adjustments. Like Mike Brown made adjustments after he allowed Brunson to play on the island the first 2 games against the Hawks. Make the adjustment, and then they started playing better. So
Yeah. No, I mean, we talked about how things have changed in the NBA to where you got to have a staple of guys who can come in, play, give you playoff minutes. All that's fine and dandy. And yet, here in these finals, I mean, the Knicks are playing, they'll go to 8 guys sometimes, because obviously
it's
McBride and
spurts.
Robinson will get a lot of
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah,
but it's spurts, right? You're going with 7 guys. Spurs are going with their top 5, and then obviously Dylan Harper and Keldon Johnson. You'll need a little bit of Luke Cornett, Harrison Barnes here and
yeah.
there.
Cornette is just for rest for Wimby. Like
Yeah,
that's it. We're
like,
not relying. They're not relying on him to do anything. Really, the Knicks used Landry Shamet. He probably averaged 10 minutes, but that's to spell somebody.
yeah, yeah, you're gonna get some good minutes. Like Carter Bryant gonna get some minutes. Although, hey, I think if anything can make these guys look as young as they are, the finals at Madison
Yes.
Square Garden has a chance to make them look like 22 and 23-year-olds. That's my only reservation with taking San Antonio is like, all right, like a lot of things that were auras to us as kids no longer exist. Madison Square Garden still Madison Square Garden. The finals still the finals. The Knicks in the finals. I don't know. If anything, if you're a betting person, maybe I would take game 3 as a Knicks blowout with no indication of the rest of the series, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying, but like that's that energy in that building is gonna be crazy. Speaking of energy, hey man, this is the last part, and we'll kind of let it ride. We're gonna dig it into the culture a little bit. I had the opportunity, the pleasure to go to Roots Picnic this past weekend in Philadelphia. Shout out Philly. I love all my Philly people. I love black people, especially black people in Philly. Had a great time. Had a great time. And then I just happened to be privy. I didn't even know this was happening in real time. I mean, he was freestyling, but I'm not gonna lie. Like we was there all day. I may have partaken in some substances. Like I'm not like, I don't know what this man is saying. Um, but anyway, Jay-Z took a bunch of shots at a bunch of people, which I love. We're gonna focus on the last one. With a certain guy that just released 3 albums that I don't know. I haven't listened to any of them. I'm done. I don't have time to entertain it. I might check them out later. Right. See, I was riding up there with some homies, and that happened to be of a certain hue, and they wanted to hear some Drake, and I said I don't play that. Not on no negative stuff, right? Like I love me some Control. I like Drake with the melodies. Anyway, but I was just like we not doing this today. And so have you heard any of those albums? Did you like them?
So
They like that?
Iceman is I'm a guy. I like the old Drake. I like Drake pre 2016. 26 from
That's a long time
from
ago.
I know from '09 to 2016. I don't think he missed. 2017 he
Fair. He
started to
didn't.
experiment, and then he became this guy where all right, chasing the hit. This is what I'm trying to do. He started feeding us raps or stopped feeding us raps. He started talking about a lifestyle. It's not just a lifestyle that I'm not privy to because I don't care what you rap about, but it's like I don't know. It just wasn't any. I didn't feel any hunger anymore, and plus
Yeah.
he wasn't talking about anything, so I kind of lost interest. This album, I'm a no hook Drake fan. Put on a beat, no hook. He's just talking his talk. I don't care, cocky Drake, whatever. He's just spitting. I don't care what it's about. I like that Drake. We got away from that for a while. He has some songs I like on this album. I will say to me, this is his best album since Views. But like I
Bro,
said,
that was a decade
that was a
ago.
decade ago. I haven't liked much that he's put out. And that's what like if I'm not a Drake hate. You can't call me a Drake hater if I listened to the man for 7 years and liked his stuff, and then his stuff just got bad.
Yeah.
I can't say a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. I can't say that about certain artists, but I didn't listen to one is like house music and the other one is R&B. Drake R&B stuff sometimes can be a vibe. I can't listen to his singing voice for too long. I don't want that for a whole album. I just don't because he really can't sing. And if I'm listening to a full album like that, bro, you gotta hit some melodies. I'm not asking for
Yeah,
90s
man.
R&B melodies, but you gotta be able to sing a little bit, bro. So that
Give me
that
something.
yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
fair.
spun it very much since the first 2 days, but because I'm good on Drake. I'm good on him now.
Yeah. Look, I'll spend them at some point because I'll have some free
Yeah.
time and nothing better to do. I'm like you. Any old Drake, pretty solid. I got no beef. What you got going on with other dudes don't bother me. I haven't listened to anything by Drake post 2016 again, post views. Which has always been like a matter of I'm not diving to the rap beef. I'm kind of sick of that. And
Yeah.
I'm sick of people
They
talking
need to
about
let
their
it
beef
die.
between like that was 2 years ago. Like I actually think it's really weird and whack, and we not calling him out enough for like when you get slaughtered that bad in a rap beef, like you can't come back and try to throw shots at the guy 2 years
You
later.
can't, bro. Just let it
Like,
die.
like, yeah, like it don't register. And now he out here picking fights with dude like Jay-Z freestyle. My next update, the jig is up. Nigga, I'm up 10. Wrong chart, champ. You gotta look up again. Niggas look up to Hove. I never looked up to them.
That
Crackers
alone
got you
is like,
publishing, gangster.
bro, I don't care what you say after this. You looked up to me, and he's not lying. It's evidence.
He's,
So
it's everywhere.
it's ever like you looked up
He
to
said
me.
it.
I'm never beefing with you. I throw a little shot, and Hove isn't the type that it's not a beef. I'm gonna throw a few shots though. It's just like Drake and Kendrick. They've been throwing shots at each other forever, but now Drake wants to play the victim. I don't like that. That's what. That's what. Just keep throwing shots. Keep throwing shots at each other. Don't play the victim. Once Kendrick finally says, "Bro, I just don't like you.
Okay. Yeah.
I just don't
Okay,
like
let's
you.
do it.
I'm telling you straight up, I don't like you, and that's what it is." I respect it.
In hindsight, like the whole thing that started that actually wasn't that big a deal.
Wasn't he said it's
After
not a
big
big
three,
three,
nigga, it's just big me.
and you
Nigga, bump. Okay.
and you went and
Like what?
said
What?
your wife, your baby mom, what? You're a woman beater, and that's not your child. You went from
Hey man.
this not the big three to that. That's how you
Hey
know the
man.
feelings were hurt.
I'm gonna say this as a fellow short king. He messed up knowing darn you messing with a 5'5" dark skinned nigga from Compton. You
He
cannot win
cannot win,
that.
bro. He doesn't care what he says. He doesn't
And
care.
this is why Drake, you're not gonna see this. And I know that and I understand it. But as a time capsule, I'm saying this like brother to brother, Crody to Crody. Like, you need to let that Jay-Z stuff go.
Let it go, bro.
Like, this can end. I don't make jokes like that. This can end your career though. Like Kendrick is one thing, and honestly, he hasn't recovered from that, and I think that's an objective fact. Like, I don't think anybody can debate that. Like one of the whole, like really, he's really still doing therapy rap because of how bad he got beat up in the beef 2 years
That's why
ago.
he's bringing it
Like
up. He's still bringing up people who hurt him. He's beefing with LeBron James.
who you had a tattoo of.
It's one sided. He's beefing with Rick Ross. Beefing with these people who, again, to me, it's. I just had a conversation like this. If you and I fell out, no matter what the reason is, I'm not bringing up something 10 years earlier. Hey, bro, you remember you used to do this? Now, I seem like I'm like a shady person because you didn't feel that way 10 years ago.
That's
Now you was
whack.
just still hanging around me. I'm the same person that I'm talking about. Like, that's why I don't like him playing the victim. Just keep taking your shots. I'm fine with that.
That's it. That's it. Take your little jabs. Take
That's
your little
that's
mid range shot.
yeah, man.
Get to your spot. Knock it down a little bit. Ooh, okay, good one. Good one, right? But when you try to go take somebody cookies, that's where it get off. Like he can't like his career will literally like he needs to just sort of like let this be, leave it where it's at. Like he has, like I said, hasn't recovered from the Kendrick thing. And then Jay-Z, like, do you want to go up against the billionaire? Like Jay-Z got more money than God. He can ruin your life in a number of ways. If you have bodies with secrets, he already knows them. He hand selects who does the Super Bowl halftime show. Like he's married to Beyonce. Like, do
Don't
you do not,
take your subtle
you do
shot.
not want to do this. Like somebody who loves Drake, please talk to him. Let it be. Sometimes as a grown man in life, you gotta take an L. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's
You
okay.
still have your
You've
core
taken two
fans
very publicly.
who will call you the greatest no matter what type of music you put out. Just keep doing that. Just keep
You
doing
better
it.
let this one ride, bro. Keep making me dance, waving my hands, and it won't be no threat. All right.
Yeah, he said.
Y'all pray y'all pray for your boy. Okay.
By the way,
Um,
going
what's up?
not like us was the bop. Euphoria was like death blow. Like that was the one.
Oh, I've said that the whole time.
Like oh my
Yeah.
god.
I still spin that.
And it's funny too
Yeah.
at the same time. Like Kendrick was in the
It's
booth like,
hilarious.
oh I'm gonna do this. I'm like he was having a good time in the booth, and Drake the entire time was like, oh you ain't gonna come at me like that. It was literally two different approaches. Kendrick was like,
Yeah.
let's keep it light, brother. Like it's just some friendly jabs. I don't like you, but we
Yeah.
can go there But now let's keep it light.
Yeah. Yeah. Euphoria is the quintessential track of the beef to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Not Like
I
Us.
might
Now,
listen
Not
to it
Like
again.
Us was like the oh yeah, I listen to that like I mean a few times a week, but I'm crazy. I'm nuts. I mean, it's fine. I know I'm not all the way there, so I listen to Euphoria like once a day. Um, Not Like Us was like the icing on the top of the
Yeah,
on
and
the
came
top,
so quick.
where it's just like okay, yeah, and I can do the little silly bop better than you can. And take over the whole summer, which was crazy. But yeah, Euphoria is just like yeah, like I'm gonna start sending that to people I don't like actually.
Euphoria.
Like, this how I feel about you. Listen to every word.
It's crazy.
Uh, but I'm an old school Gemini, so
See, same person.
it is what it is. Yeah, you know me. I mean,
I
that's
already know, right? I know. I know.
we do not care. Hey, y'all enjoy the finals. Somebody send Drake a telegram. Tell him just leave it alone. You can't win with Hove. Let it be. Move on. Enjoy the album run. Go on a tour. All right, go find some other 21-year-old to date. And it'll be great. Hey, we're gonna get into our lower end power rankings next week. We got a little bit away from the football. So if you want to hear more about the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins, we are your show next week. By the way, did you see Nick Saban testify on
Right message, wrong guy.
it's dwindling? How many
I hate it,
millions
bro.
did you make football?
I cannot stand it. He was talking about NIL when he started and what it became. And okay, coaches don't have a cap on them. Who cares? You have the same access. Stop talking about a cap. Stop talking about how much money you're paying. Stop.
I don't like seeing my heroes no longer become heroes in real time. But when you know the truth of the matter with him, and you know this, like he saw the writing on the wall and was like, I'm out. You didn't have some epiphany. What you did is you lost the Rose Bowl in kind of agonizing fashion. And you had guys come back to the locker room wanting to talk about their deals immediately. And you saw the writing on the wall and that the landscape was fully even. And you couldn't bluster and you couldn't push and you couldn't bully your way to having twos and threes that were first or second round picks. And so that guy being the one who comes around, who's in Aflac commercials, who's in all other kind of commercials, and saying, "Oh, we need caps." I don't respect you, bro,
Can't do it.
and I don't like that I'm at that place with him.
Kirby Smart, just just shut up. Like just all the other coaches just don't say anything. Just don't say
You know who this actually gives me some more respect for? Dabo.
oh,
If you're gonna be a Confederate, just be a Confederate full
just
time.
be that
And
guy.
Dabo is a full time Confederate. Respect,
Listen,
at
we
least.
respect if your view, you standing on your view no matter what. I can live with it.
Hey,
If you hate Negroes, say you hate Negroes, I respect it because I know. I
hey,
know.
10 toes down. Anyway, y'all stay 10 toes down with us. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your homies. If you don't, you know what you are.
Big face.
Big face hater.